Okay, guys, so I don't know what you guys know what an RJI is, but I think an RJI is when the defendant did not respond to the first initial complaint or complaints. Then the next step is the RJI. In my case, I don't know other people's cases or other cases, but in my case. Now, when I came in today, the reception was horrible. Worse, I mean, it seems like all the white folks that I dealt with initially, who actually processed the initial papers, I didn't see none. They didn't see none. So all those who helped me in our courthouse were all black. And the sad thing about that, the first group of white folks that helped me find our papers misled. They misled. They didn't give me all the paperwork that was needed. But I got to have it when I did complete it on my own account. Every information that needed to be added on, I added it on there, and thank God to what I do. So it was completed, submitted. The white-owned businesses did not respond. So now they call it a default judgment. That's what they call it a default judgment, meaning that if the first complaint didn't go through, no response, send a second complaint. I don't understand why I'm going to send a second complaint, but I was told that's how the legal process works. All right, now I got everything, every interaction, everything documented, because I'm dealing with a white system. So I got to make sure my T's, my I, my P, Q, everything is all in tight, because I know exactly what I'm up against. Now, let me share one more unique thing here. And for any one of you guys who going against white-owned businesses or white individual in any legal lawsuit, whenever you go to a courthouse like the courthouse across the street, you're not in there. Those you see are whites. They're not you. They don't look like you and I. Even the police officers in there, they don't look like you and I. So when you walk in there, you up against walls. Limited information, extreme limited information. As a matter of fact, they will ask you legal questions when the answer to the question they already know. So they ask you legal questions, and if you're not savvy enough, you can walk out of there thinking that you are actually in the wrong. Now, watch this. And this goes to every homeless individual, There's a system that says that when you don't have the resources to file legal papers, they can assist you file legal papers. But I got to record it. The SIN system telling you, homeless people that we can help you file legal papers if you can't afford it. The SIN system will tell you, you got to pay. You got to pay. So I'm just telling you what they're telling you on papers and what we're going through legally. Legally, that's not true. And that's the reason why, look, there's always a glitch or always a catch. A white system is always a glitch and a catch. They tell you one thing, but behind that one thing is multiple things that would never be done. So keep that in mind as a black individual going to sue any white-owned businesses like I'm doing now. Keep that in mind. And the worst thing is that if you're not savvy enough to know what you're supposed to write, they wouldn't tell you that. Especially the white ones that I dealt with initially. They won't tell you that. They will tell you, this is the paperwork, go fill it out. I always tell them, what happens if I'm not educated enough to know? But they won't tell you that because you know what? It's a system, a structure to make sure you don't even know your legal rights. Even if it's there, they will tell you read. And if you can't read, even if it's there, they're not going to point that to you. It doesn't matter what, that is an oath. Let me say again, it's an oath. So you as a black man, whether you're educated or not educated, if you walk in our courthouse, it's a gang, a legal gang, organized to make sure whatever you went in there for, when you come out, you will not even achieve a bit. And depending on your resistance, because when I go in there, it's a whole different atmosphere. Everybody seems like they're trying to protect a white own and want to make sure that you don't know the cuts to get it done. So keep that in mind. Now the last one here, this one kind of threw me off. It threw me off, right? You know, I ask questions as though I don't know. Because that's your objective. You go somewhere, even if you know, you act like you don't know. If you see these right here, I don't know what you guys can see, but I will screenshot it so you guys can see it. You see these right here? Take someone who can read, got all legal rights, but can read. So the white own, all that legal system right there is to their advantage that you can read. Now the question is, even if they got interpreters, most times, depending on the magnitude of your case, they will tell you we don't have interpreters. We don't have interpreters, it's busy, we don't have none. Depending, all is being mastermind. You trying to sue, depending on what you're trying to sue. I'm suing a white own. So when you try to sue a white own, the facilitation will not come from whites. It will not come from whites. Why would it facilitate you, a black man, to sue a white owned business? Why would it give you the keys and the tool to implement that? Why would it tell you this is what you're supposed to do? That's against the white code. That's against the white code. So therefore, the black employees, and takes to the black employees in there, they got so much restraint limitations as to how far they can give you information. And that's the reason why I gotta go home and research on my own. Because the blacks in there cannot give you more than they can give you because their job is at risk. So they will tell you, do this here, and I understand. Because who watching their cameras? Are white people watching their cameras. So if you get more than you're supposed to get, you lose your job. So those blacks in there doing the best they can with the limited resources and the cards or the faces. We know that. Just keep that in mind when you come here, any courthouse across America, any courthouse, whether you're suing a white-owned business, keep one centric focus in mind. The blacks in there are not against you. Their hands are tight. So this right here, I just feel for those who can read, those who can comprehend. That's the reason why even if we got legal cases, because we can read, we don't pursue those cases. Because you know what? These are all obstacles right here. How many of us can read to be able to know exactly where we can index certain things? So when you think about the frustration that they created, you don't want to go further. You say, you know what, forget it. And then when you come to the courthouse, they say it's a help center, a help center. This is what it said, a help center. This is what it's been documented. You get in there, it don't feel like a help center. It says help center when the blacks are doing the best they can, but because the whites are standing watching, the help center become a hell center. Not help, but hell center because they just can't do so much more. Our JI. Who knows what our JI is? Who knows what our JI really is? Who knows that? They do. The white folks do. But when I went in, they didn't want to tell me the information that I got. So check this out. So because I know it makes it easy for me. But it's soon for you. And you want to walk in there and say, oh, well, the white business did not respond. What is my next step? You know what I tell you? Go to the help center. You are not supposed to go to the help center because you already came from the health center and that was done. The next phase is theirs.